Good morning, everyone. A ver, ¿ya estamos listos? All right. Buenos días y bienvenidos. Good morning and welcome to the National Museum of Mexican Art's groundbreaking for the Yollocalli Firehouse Art Expansion Project. Bravo! To say that I'm excited to be here today is an understatement. My name is Yannette Garcia. I am Vice President of Construction with Related Midwest, and I'm here today as a member of the Board of Trustees for the museum and as co-chair of the Firehouse Expansion Project. 2 years ago today, I got a call from Carlos Tortolero, the museum's founder and president emeritus, and former Chicago Public High School teacher, who in 1996 created Yollocalli because he saw a need for after-school arts programming for young people. And so when he called and asked if I would co-chair this project with Martin Montes, who you'll hear from shortly, and explained to me the why it was important, I mean, it is important what we're doing here today for our youth. And he explained the story behind the museum's pursuit and relentless pressing to get this firehouse. I said yes before he even finished speaking, because it's that important. And so for the last 2 years, we have been working tirelessly with the Yollocalli staff and students to design a space and program that will inspire them, that will make them feel safe in their neighborhood, and that will support their next endeavors into future careers in the arts. So today we have a packed program with speakers and supporters, all of whom we would not be here but for their support and help. And of course, there are QR codes around here. If anybody is interested in continuing the donations for lifting up this firehouse, please feel free to, check the QR code. And so with that said, I'm going to invite Martin Montes, my co-chair, to come up here and talk to us a little bit about the reason behind our relentless pursuit for this firehouse. Thank you.
Buenos dias. Thank you, Yannette. It has truly been an honor working side by side with you the past 2 years to be here this morning. And I want to thank everyone else who was part of the committee to work on this. Again, my name is Martin Montes. I'm a partner at the law firm of Barnes & Thornburg, and we were very excited to be able to contribute, like many of you here that are with us this morning, pro bono services. I say that again, pro bono free services to make sure that this thing got done. So give yourself a round of applause. It was a little bit over, actually 3 years ago, when I was on spring break during the pandemic with my 3 boys, who, those of you who know me, I fondly call them the 3 kings. And we were in central Indiana, no connection to the outer world. And I got back to Chicago in April, and I started reading and hearing about the news stories and the fatal death of Adam Toledo. And we all know about that, and we won't rehash that. But what wasn't being talked about within our own community and across the city is what can be done to avoid another death like Adam Toledo. Because like him, that was me as a young teenager, running the streets. And but for the grace of God and 2 loving, hardworking parents and teachers and mentors, I stand before you here. And we cannot let that happen again to someone with so much potential, because if this, and I guarantee you, if this facility would have been here on the east side of Little Village for someone who loved the arts, who loved being part of the community, I believe Adam Toledo would be here today. So with that, there was a call to action by the museum board and trustees. And I know Carlos Cardis is here. Carlos was part of that effort. And we came together and we said, we need to do something. We need to have these senseless deaths avoided. And from there came the idea for the firehouse. And here we are this morning, folks, and thank you again. I want to see if Pastor Matt DiMatteo made it here. There he is. So, Pastor, I want to introduce Pastor DiMatteo and say a couple words about him. Pastor DiMatteo is here on behalf of the Toledo family. And if there is someone else in our community that rose up to embrace the family, to embrace everything that was happening to them, and to make change in this community, and continues to be side by side with the family, is Pastor DiMatteo. So please, let's welcome Pastor DiMatteo.
Good morning, everybody. So my name is Matt DiMatteo. I'm a pastor at New Life Community Church. I'm also the CEO of New Life Centers here in the neighborhood. And I've lived and served in Little Village for the past 24 years. And as Mayor Johnson often says, Chicago is the greatest freaking city in the world. Well, I want to welcome you to Little Village, the greatest freaking neighborhood in the world. All right? Not only are we in the greatest city, but you're now in the greatest neighborhood we have in this city. The last few weeks have been full of celebration. My daughter Isabella and so many others graduated from Farragut High School just a few blocks from here. She's heading to UIC in the fall on a full ride, doing urban education and social work and jumping into this movement. Who knows, maybe she'll work here at the firehouse with Yollocalli. So, Little Village is the neighborhood with the highest percentage of young people in all of Chicago. So much hope, so much energy, so much opportunity. Little Village young people are incredible and doing amazing things. And while we have so much hope for the future and are so excited to see our young people grow and thrive, our young people are facing many challenges in Chicago. A few years ago, just down the block on 24th in the alley behind Farragut High School, we lost a 13-year-old young man named Adam Toledo. We continue to walk with Adam's family. Adam's mom continues to come to our weekly support group for moms. We continue to connect and provide hope and healing. This past month, just a few weeks ago, we actually lost 2 of our peacekeepers here in the neighborhood. As you saw in the news, this past week, Chicago lost a 7-year-old child. We have lost too many young people here in our great city. And what our young people need is hope. They need community. They need safe spaces and someone to walk with them through their journey. Someone to tell them they aren't alone. Someone to encourage them, build them up, and walk together. We need more safe spaces. We need the arts. We need mentoring. We need community healing, and we need the Yollocalli fire station. This fire station is going to be a place of hope, healing, community building, and a huge asset in Little Village. I know and trust Yollocalli, and I'm so excited to see this place come to life. I pray blessing and protection over this space. I pray provision over this capital campaign, and I know that this place is going to save lives. Get ready, because it's going to be amazing. Let's give it up for this space.
Thank you, Pastor. You know, spaces do not get identified simply, they don't fall out of the sky. And during the same time, at that point in time, then Alderman George Cardenas came to the museum board and trustees and said, I have a solution. I have a possible solution for the east side of Little Village of what can become an extension of the Yollocalli Arts Program. And he identified this firehouse for us. So with that, I'd like to introduce Commissioner George Cardenas to come say a couple words.
Don't worry, I'll be brief. You know, it's important. It's great to be here with you all. And obviously, I want to thank everybody that participated in this project. But now that I have here some of those powerful people in Chicago, there'll be no other task for us to do, that I also left a little nugget that needs to be finished, and that is the second phase of Little Village Park. It's going to take about $20 million, but I think we can figure out the finances. Raise your hand if you're okay with that. So thank you for being here. You know, it started with having arts programming, as Martin said, and Mateo also said. I was working on several projects on the boulevard. I thought the boulevard was a place where we can put art, we can have structures, identifying the community, making it not just our own, but our identity pop, our culture be celebrated. And we just could not agree on the details. As a community, there was many people involved, and that was unfortunate. But this I knew could happen. This I knew when I talked to Carlos Cardenas, and I said, you guys not just have the funds, have the credibility, have the talent, more importantly, have the core of what could become something great here in Little Village. So I'm glad that it is now coming to fruition. You know, art's always been a powerful medium, self-expression, the transformation that happens with our kids, offers a sanctuary place for them. I know we talked about it, Martin talked about it, Mateo talked about how important it is. I'd worked with peacekeepers. This is the place where peacekeeping can flourish and can be transforming so many pieces of our soul, of our community. The echo vibrancy in Little Village is unmatched. You are correct. This is one of the most beautiful neighborhoods in this city. More importantly, the resilience of our people. Our people are resilient. Go to Little Village, 26th Street. Folks are out there selling what they create on a daily basis. So there's so much to do. The challenges are not new. There are many, but we can meet them. This moment, I think, is a testament of coming together, all of us, all the leaders, the future leaders. I know Edgar Gonzalez is back there, but he's got, I think, a lot of work to do, trying to get money from Springfield for that second phase of Little Village Park. I don't want to put him on the spot, but I think we'll come back a couple of years from now and making sure that he delivers. To the youth in Little Village, this center is for you. It is a testament to your potential and your boundless creativity. Here you will find the tools, the guidance, and support to explore new horizons, to heal and to grow. Let this be a place where your voices are heard, your talents are nurtured, and your dreams realized. Let that be this place. Let's pray that this many like this are a beacon of hope for many kids that have suffered, that are in danger, and that we must protect. God bless.
Thank you, Commissioner Cardenas. Now let me introduce to you someone who actually grew up within the Yollocalli program, who was part of the program, who was an intern, someone who I view as a tireless crusader, who has committed essentially her whole adult life to Yollocalli and to making sure that youth are being helped, addressed, comforted, cared for, all through the arts. Please, Vanessa Sanchez, Director of Yollocalli.
Good morning. So good to see all you beautiful faces here at this space. I'm gonna try not to cry. So I'm the Director of Education in Yollocalli Arts Reach at the National Museum of Mexican Art. I'm also an alum of Yollocalli, and I'm from La Villita. So currently, Yollocalli serves, directly impacts about 250 youth a year. This summer, we hope to serve about 85 youth. And we serve youth from all over Chicago, and that's the beauty of Yollocalli. But here, what we are focused on is youth from Lawndale, from Little Village. This past year, 42% of the youth have said that they've participated in our program before, which says a lot, right? Youth are coming back to our space. Youth are coming back to our mentors. Over 90% felt they had a unique opportunity to express themselves through creative arts and cultural projects, and have grown as a creative person from participating at Yollocalli. Over 85% say they see a possible career pathway from the program, and they feel more engaged with the community. Over 90% feel like they belong to a community at Yollocalli, and that Yolo provides them a safe environment for them physically, mentally, and emotionally, which is back to what we're here for, right? We're creating a safe space for young people. We're creating that space not just for them physically, but who else is there for them mentally and emotionally. Recently, one young person said, "I feel safe because when you go in, it almost feels like a second home. People don't really judge you for being yourself. They actually accept who you are. Just in general, everyone has a level of respect for you as a person." Think about that. Some young people don't feel like they are being respected as a person. Another young person said they feel safe because they've known Yollocalli since the beginning of their freshman year, and they trust Yollocalli. Who here is a former student, or is a current student, former teaching artist, current teaching artist, alum, staff, former alum? I wouldn't be here today without my mentor, without all the beautiful young people and staff that I've grown up with, honestly. I started Yollocalli when I was 19. Yollocalli serves 13 to 24. Just like me, I was still a little lost, didn't know where to go, but I had a great mentor that showed me where to go. And you all know that feeling who've been a part of YOLO. You know that feeling of a second home, of safety, of feeling welcome, of finding your community at Yollocalli. And it's a beautiful thing. And since '97, youth have been able to make art and digital media, build a healthy and positive relationship with their peers and mentors and community. And with this fire station, we envision more youth having more opportunities: arts, digital media, music, performing arts, broadcasting, environmental and health programming, and leadership opportunities. And we envision a creative space for the community to share and grow with us. So thank you all for being here, and I look forward to seeing it grow with you all.
Vanessa, thank you for everything that you do. Now it's my privilege and honor to introduce someone who has been in this community for most of his life, someone who has dedicated his life to public service decades and decades in. I had the privilege of meeting Congressman Chuy Garcia as a young college student, and his relentless commitment to the community, commitment to doing well by youth is just unheard of. So with that, Congressman Chuy Garcia, please.
So yes, I am familiar with the firehouse since the past century. It's a long time ago. And look at the mayor chuckle. He loves that. Yes, I am very, very excited to join with all of you in this celebration. For those who may not yet know, Yolo means heart, and Cali means house or home. So this morning, I want to say thank you to all of those partners who work together to make this place the place where we bring heart and home for our youth in Little Village this morning. Thank you. And as we showcase the beauty of our district and the resilience of our hardworking communities and our youth, it is fitting that we show the country what we're building, because I think all of us consider ourselves community builders. And to bear witness to this occasion of building community, I just want to recognize the Assistant Democratic Leader of the House of Representatives, Representative Joe Neguse, who joins us from beautiful Colorado this morning for the occasion. Please rise. Yes. Thank you, Assistant Leader. We're delighted that you can come and bear witness to this great accomplishment. And of course, as we celebrate the groundbreaking of this historic initiative for young people, we celebrate our young people and their ability to create, to learn, and to grow as part of who we are. And this is not just the building. It will be a beacon of hope for years to come for many, many people across the city, as Vanessa had underscored. Yollocalli has been dedicated to empower youth through the arts, through media, and through cultural programming since its inception. And what began as the museum's vision has grown into an initiative that has touched the lives of countless individuals in our community. This center is much more than a safe space. It will be a nurturing environment where our youth can explore their talents and express themselves. So, to the dedication and the passion of the staff, artists, volunteers, mentors, and all the forces behind this, including all of the sponsors, as Martin has underscored, thank you, thank you, thank you. Because for generations, for as long as I've been involved in activism, we've been fighting against disinvestment. You've heard the mayor talk passionately about this. This begins reversing the trend, and especially as it relates to our young people. In Chicago, we are making progress. Prioritizing young people is at the core of making the city a better place for everyone. And again, I thank each and every one of you for bringing heart to the home of young people in this community while we serve all of our youth across the city. Thank you. Buenos días.
Now I'd like to welcome back to the podium my co-chair, Yollocalli Garcia.
Thank you, Congressman. So while this neighborhood may be new to Alderman Byron Cincho Lopez's ward, it is not new, the museum is not new to the Alderman, and neither is Yollocalli. And he's certainly not new to supporting youth programs across the city of Chicago. So please welcome Alderman Byron Cincho Lopez to the stage.
Thank you, Janet, and muy buenos días. Good morning, everybody. It is a really good day today. It's beautiful to see so many people here, and it's always good to be thankful and grateful. So I'll start just thanking the National Museum of Mexican Arts, Yollocalli in particular, and all the teams for making this happen. To all the elected officials and organizations, the sponsors, I want to thank you for making this day possible. Without all of you here together, we wouldn't be able to be here. This is indeed the spirit of collaboration that our city of Chicago so badly needs. When we all come together, when we work together, we can bring investment to our communities. And that's what this day is so special, because collaboration and coordination is what we need to do to make sure that we protect our young people today more than ever. Communities like Little Village, communities like Pilsen, the 25th Ward, are the homes of some of the youngest communities in the city. Yet we see the tragedies taking the lives of way too many of our community members. James Baldwin said something that I always have in my mind ever since I've been elected into office. All children are all ours. And that's how our community takes it. All our community members, all our young people, all our children are treasure and value like our own. And that's what I always treasure and value of our community, a welcoming port of entry that make us feel human, that make us feel special, like our voices matter. And that's why when the tragedy of Adam Toledo hit our community, it was a call for action. And that's what I welcome all the elected officials in different levels of government, state, city, federal, to work together to continue to bring the investment that is badly needed. And I agree with what Martin said. If we would have had this space before that tragedy hit our homes, Adam will be here with us. And that's why this space is so critical and important, so that we prevent tragedies like that to take the lives of young people who need to be treasured, must be children, must have fun, and must be able, yes, to make mistakes too, because they are children, and they are our children. That's why the coming together of today is so special, so important, not only as an elected official, but as a father of triplets. I tell you, I am so thankful because now we'll be having yet another space, and we're always looking for spaces for our young people and our children to play. And this day is so special because I used to be a teacher. I left the classroom over 12 years ago because we saw what the level of this investment was doing to our communities. We see this as the first step to undo the wrongs of previous decisions. I will say even more, Mayor Brandon Johnson and I both left the classroom as we saw 50 schools closed in front of our very eyes. Those children that were left without a school need our help today. And that's why we today are committed not only to support Yollocalli and this beautiful space, but to make sure that we bring investment to, yes, to the Park District, yes, to our public schools, and yes, to beautiful spaces like this beautiful firehouse that will become the nurturing space that we badly need. And I tell you that our community is full with potential, great potential, and our history shows us. Great educators, young leaders, youth who have great potential, and there will be the future generation that continue to make Little Village, as Mateo said, the best freaking neighborhood in the world. This is the neighborhood of Rio Lozano. This is the neighborhood of Maria Saucedo, and that we follow the steps of great leaders before us. So I thank you to all of you for making this happen. As we say, sí se pudo, and we work together, sí se puede. Thank you so much for all you do. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Alderman. To really see your city, you must understand the many facets of our city. But to believe in the future of our city, you must also empower our youth. Mayor Brandon Johnson understands that it is the young men and women across Little Village and the city of Chicago that will shape the future of our city. And it is through his advocacy and his support of the National Museum of Mexican Art and this firehouse that our young people will have a chance and have a great future in Little Village and across the city of Chicago. Please welcome Mayor Brandon Johnson.
Well, good morning, everyone. Well, can you all keep clapping for Yannette? Isn't she doing a wonderful job? I don't know if you all have noticed, you see how she is politely trying to speed us up a little bit? So I'm going to move through this quickly. Thank you to Martin and, of course, the entire leadership, the board of Yollocalli. Congressman Garcia, thank you for your decades of service. To Alderman Sigcho Lopez, Commissioner Cardenas, of course, I didn't see him, but I understand he's here. Representative Gonzalez, thank you, sir, for your leadership. Of course, the Mexican Art President, Jose Ochoa, and to all of the people of the greatest freaking community in the entire city of Chicago, Little Village. Yeah, so I know Alderman Sigcho Lopez said the greatest neighborhood in the entire world. Those results are not quite in yet, so. But this is an exciting time for the National Museum of Mexican Art in Yollocalli, and most importantly, our young people. Today, we're celebrating the expansion of the National Museum of Mexican Art's flagship youth program by ensuring more opportunities and resources for our young people. From the start of my administration, I made it clear that my mission is to invest in our young people and to do it in a way that allows for true creation and creativity, for jobs, opportunities, but really just to have more safe spaces where our young people can be themselves. And that is why I'm proud of the great work that is being done by Yollocalli, and why we're also grateful for this acquisition as well as the expansion. Since 1997, Yollocalli has prepared so many young people for higher education, to help them define their career, to help them find their purpose, the programming that has allowed them to become creative, engaged, and productive community members. I'm so impressed by Vanessa, so much so that I have secretly asked my staff to get her resume, because I think okay, simmer down, simmer down. She is well within her rights to explore as many opportunities as Yollocalli has provided. But so impressed with her leadership and your vibrancy and your commitment, and most of all, your love for our people. You know, this firehouse will be able to double the amount of young people and students that you can reach, which means there are more Vanessas that will have an opportunity. And we reduce the likelihood of losing Adam Toledo's. Because this place gives us access to community, the artistic and the cultural vibe that I like to describe as the soul of Chicago. And that's who we are in this community. And so this acquisition and this expansion truly shows what can happen when community leaders and government leaders and business leaders come together to empower our young people. I'm excited about the groundbreaking. I'm looking forward to it and all the wonderful things that will come as a result of this investment. I look forward to coming back to visit and maybe explore some of my own hidden artistic talents. But really, I'm looking forward to coming back to see and experience the brilliance of the young minds, the collaborative spirit that is in this room, the creative spirit that's in this room, and what is ultimately in this room that is making a difference to build a better, stronger, safer Chicago. And so let's continue to do the great work that all of us are committed to doing, of course, in the greatest freaking city in the world, the city of Chicago. Thank you.
You know, the museum, thank you so much, Mayor Johnson. The museum has been blessed not only once with an incredible founder and visionary like Carlos Tortolero, but now twice blessed with Jose Ochoa, who is also the founder of Chai Arts High School. And now we get to call him the National Museum of Mexican Art's President and CEO. Please welcome Jose Ochoa.
Thank you so much. I know we're not supposed to interrupt, but isn't he doing a wonderful job? And he's sweating hard. He's working hard. He's working so hard. By the way, you said, Mayor, that there are other Vanessas. Great, we're keeping this one. I'm watching you. Thank you. I'm glad you like my jokes. Great. Thank you all so much for being here to celebrate this incredible, incredible moment in the history of the National Museum of Mexican Art and, of course, in the history of Yollocalli. The start of these renovations are going to transform this magnificent building, and it's going to continue to change lives. There's so many people that we want to thank. First of all, I want to thank the incredible Commissioner George Cadenas. It was your vision. You identified this building when others did not. We'll leave it there. And you, yes, and you helped us find this beautiful home for Yollocalli. The City of Chicago, Mayor Johnson, Alderman Cicho Lopez, Alderman Mike Rodriguez, and the Department of Planning and Development, they all championed this project, and they helped us walk through the processes of acquiring this building. By the way, a few minutes ago, Alderman Cicho Lopez and Alderman Rodriguez were wrestling out there, and I said, guys, there's plenty of us to go around. And Alderman Rodriguez said, I have a firehouse in my ward too. And I said, well, then let's do a senior citizen building. And then Mayor Johnson said, let's go. So get to work, guys. We also want to thank, you like my jokes? We thank Senator Celina Villanueva. She is just incredible. She is a firestorm. We want to thank her for her support in securing funding for from the state, which is incredibly important. We still have a little bit of ways to go, but without her, we are so grateful for her. We also want to thank the representatives of Senator Dick Durbin and Tammy Duckworth offices. They are here today. Thank you so much. And also Representative Gonzalez, who is here today. Thank you so much, Edgar. If you see the posters here, these are, it's okay, those can see them later. These posters are the pictures of what this building is going to look like. And so much of that work, the images, came from the brains and the ideas and the hearts of our young people. And it's our architects, Wallen and Gomez, and the civic projects, and our general contractor, Blackwood, that took these ideas and are going to take these ideas and make these young people's dreams come true. So thank you all so much for that. All of our wonderful supporters who are providing the fuel, the finances to make this possible, especially Mackenzie Scott, the Illinois Department of Commerce and Economic Opportunity, Wintrust, Northern Trust, and the Executive Latino Council. Thank you all for your financial support, for all the ways that you give to make this happen. I need to say that I have been blessed since I've started this position in January to be close to and to learn from someone who everyone says I have big shoes to fill. I could never fill the shoes of Carlos Totolero. It was his idea and a group of educators almost 37, almost 40 years ago who created the idea. And they were educators. Educators are the folks who figure out what we need and how we're going to do it. And that's what Carlos and the group of educators did almost 40 years ago to create what is now an internationally renowned museum that's in a Mexican community in one of the best neighborhoods in the world. So Carlos gathered the board a couple of years ago and said, this is what we need to do. And I need to thank, I'm going to ask Carlos to raise your hand, also Carlos Cadenas, please stand up. It's his leadership. His leadership, keep standing, stay there for a minute. His leadership that said, we are going to do this, and the incredible, don't they need a TV show, Yaner and Martin? Stand up, stand up. They're the co-chairs of this project. Also, our other chairs or other members, Sarah Glavin, Christina Beran, and her husband, John Beran. If you can please stand. Let me tell you, this has been almost a second job for these people. They are meeting every week, and this is not easy. So that's why I needed to give you so much love, because it's incredible what all of you have done to create this for our young people. Thank you so much. This project is part of our wonderful campaign, the museum's $20.2 million campaign, Arte for All, from neighborhood to nation, because we are the National Museum of Mexican Art. And we want to seek, yes, we want to seek access to Mexican art and culture locally, nationally, and internationally, with the goals of preserving heritage, embracing identity, and bridging communities. Today, we have raised almost $17 million towards that goal. As you can tell, we're not there yet. So we need your help to close the final gap to ensure that a project like this will come to fruition. I want to say that for me to be in this position, many of you have heard me say this, and this is a dream come true that I never dared to dream. It is such an honor to be here, to be in this position, but there's also a responsibility. For me, I think about what that means to my child, to my I don't have grandchildren, to my future grandchildren. I would love them. Bring to this room. But to my ancestors, to my family, right, to my community. Right behind me is the logo of the museum. And I've wondered over time, what are these symbols, right? What does it mean? And I think about like a pebble you throw in the water and it's a ripple effect, right? In our community, we have the museum, we have our neighborhood, we have Pilsen and Little Village, we have the South Side, we have the city of Chicago, we have the Midwest, we have the United States, we have the Western Hemisphere, right? It's a ripple effect. I think about throwing a pebble in the water, and I think about our ancestors, our indigenous ancestors. I think about the migrants who came across. I think about my parents. I think about myself. I think about my child. I think about the future. And this is what it means to be in a community like this, is we are throwing a pebble and we see the ripple effect. Congressman Chuy Garcia a few minutes ago mentioned the words Yollocalli. We are actually studying the Nahuatl language at the museum a little bit. Piyali means hello. Tlascamati means thank you. Yolo it's heart, but it's so much more than just the word heart. Casa is more, or Cali is more than just casa, house. These are such emotional words. And for us to be able to be here today to create a new home full of love, right? In the nonprofit and the business world and politics, we don't use that word. But that's what today is. It's about love, the love for ourselves, for our culture, for our community, and for our young people. So I thank each and every one of you, all of you who've made today happen. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts. May we never lose another young person. May we lose them in our buildings and lose them here where they have found themselves in a different way. Thank you so much. I'm going to ask all of our wonderful speakers to come up and join me, including Carlos Totolero, for our groundbreaking. I have to say, I'm a little disappointed. I'm glad this is really beautiful with the shovels. I thought we were going to have jackhammers here today, but it's okay. This works.
Okay, we are back.